Hi, gang. This is Lieutenant Colonel Krimpaski coming to you on April 16th. Yeah, it's true. I'm wearing one of my old flight suits, and I just realized it's been 25 years since I've had this flight suit on. And as I suspected, I have gained a couple pounds. I also couldn't find any patches other than my unit patch was on there, but all my other patches I couldn't find. Then I realized they're on that picture back behind me. You'll also see Air Force Bear. I've had him for nearly 25 years. See him standing up over by the picture. Anyway, why am I wearing a flight suit? Because today, April 16th, I'm going to talk about America's First Lady of the Air. Harriet Quimby was already a journalist, theater critic, photographer, and screenwriter when she convinced an aviator to teach her to fly. In 1911, 8 years after the Wright brothers' first flight, she became the first woman in the United States to earn a pilot's license. On April 16, 1912, she became the first woman to pilot a plane across the English Channel. She didn't get much publicity because the day before, the Titanic sunk, and that was taking up all the news headlines. Amelia Earhart later described Quimby's fragile craft as hardly more than a winged skeleton with a motor. Quimby wrote about her flight from Dover to the French coast in Leslie's Illustrated Weekly. She wrote, "In a moment I was in the air, climbing steady in a long circle. In an instant I was beyond the cliffs and over the channel. Then the quickening fog obscured my view. Calais was out of sight. I could not see ahead of me or at all below. There was only one thing for me to do, and that was to keep my eyes fixed on my compass. My hands were covered with long Scotch woolen gloves, which gave me good protection from the cold and fog. But the machine was wet, and my face was so covered with dampness that I had to push my goggles up on my forehead. I could not see through them. I was traveling at over a mile a minute. That's 60 miles an hour to us. The distance straight across from Dover to Calais is only 25 miles, and I knew that land must be in sight if I could only get below the fog and see it. So I dropped from an altitude of about 2,000 feet until I was half that height. The sunlight struck my face and my eyes lit up upon the white and sandy shores of France." Quimby's daring flight helped earn her the epithet America's First Lady of the Air. Tragically, less than 3 months after her historic flight, she died in a flying accident near Boston. What else happened on April 16th in history? In 1789, President-elect George Washington left Mount Vernon for his inauguration in New York City. On April 16, 1862, Abraham Lincoln signed a bill ending slavery in the District of Columbia. And as we mentioned, on April 16th, 1912, Harriet Quimby became the first woman to fly across the English Channel. On April 16th, 1947, much of Texas City, Texas was destroyed when a ship carrying fertilizer blew up in its harbor, killing nearly 600 people. And on April 16, 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. wrote his letter from Birmingham jail while incarcerated for protesting against segregation. Then on this day in 2007, the deadliest school shooting in U.S. history left 33 dead at Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, Virginia. Very, very sad day. Finally, on April 16th, 2020, in Strongsville, Ohio, there was snow on the ground. That's all today. I hope you guys are watching this. I hope my mom and wife aren't the only two people watching this. I hope my students are watching this too. Take care, be well, do something to better yourself in this time off, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.